I'm trying to look so fat. Hi, everybody. Brother Kelly Hughes, Chaplain of the Arts here. We are coming to you from the Valiant Theatre in the heart of Winnipeg's greasy Tenderloin District. I am here with Joel Passante,
Yep.
Paisan, a fellow Paisan.
Oh yeah, there we go. Exactly, Sicilian. So there we go.
Oh, Sicilian.
Yeah.
Oh, hardcore. Okay.
Yeah.
I actually, so our mutual friend is Erin,
Mhm.
who lives just down the street,
Yeah.
and her ex cousins or something, they're down from Flin Flon right now
Okay.
because of the fact
Yeah.
that it's
Yeah.
engulfed in flames all around there, and hopefully, I didn't check the news today, but
It's
it's not great.
not a great time in the world.
But
No,
they are in town from Flin Flon, and my grandfather went up to Flin Flon in the 40s, and until the 1970s, he ran a shop, and his name was Modesto Iannoni, but he went by, everybody called him Pop.
Okay.
So he was Pop, and his place was Pops. And these folks, I was talking to them, and the guy remembered. I think maybe the woman was a transplant, but this guy had grown up there, and he said he remembered my grandfather, and my grandfather used to do that game. Put your hand out. This game
Okay.
with
Yeah.
kids, and if the kid beat him, then they get a chocolate bar. It was not like the knuckle thing. It was
No,
just a little
so, love tap.
I thought that was kind of neat. Because he's been gone for like 40 something. No, it's very hard to know. 40 something years. Do you find as you get older, it's hard? The passage of time is kind of
So from 0 to 18 takes forever, and then as soon as you hit that, it's just gone. It's gone. Like you said, yesterday you're in school, and today we're debating like what's tomorrow kind of thing. Like,
so. Speaking of existential, what is tomorrow? You're doing a Fringe show,
yes, correct.
and I know the answer to this already, but tell us, when was the last time you did a Fringe show, Joel?
Okay, so last time I performed in the Fringe was in 2011.
And how many years ago is that?
That's 14
You
years.
only know that because you already knew, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of the main parts of my show. So my last time at Fringe was 2011, and my last time performing on stage was 2014.
Yeah.
So I have been very absent from the arts community for quite some time now. Kind of not just the arts community, just life in general. I've been very hermity for the last little bit. So that's essentially kind of what my show is essentially back, is me climbing out of my little hobbit hole and returning to the world. So
don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. Well, no, it is a comeback though. Maybe.
Hopefully, I'm really hoping we get a good turnout.
What's the show about? What's it called?
So the show's called Eggshells: The Spectrum of Fatherhood, Imposter Syndrome, and Finding My Light.
Wow.
Rolls off the tongue beautifully.
All the self-help books all in one.
Pretty much, yeah. So yeah, it's me. It's me on paper. It's how I got into theater, growing up with ADHD and getting bullied consistently as a child, and then kind of using theater to help kind of guide me through my crazy childhood. And then raising a son on the autism spectrum, and then just finding my light to like once again join the theater community. So
how old is your son?
He's 11.
So this is the period of time that you've been disappeared from the world.
Exactly.
Is the
2000?
11,
he was born in 2014, so that's why main reason why I stopped performing was to raise a family. Yeah.
How were you diagnosed with ADHD when you were a kid?
In grade 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
So very young. I was pretty much tested when I was old enough to get the accurate diagnosis.
Yeah.
So
were you on like the meds and stuff?
I don't want to give too much away in the show.
Okay. Pay for your ticket.
Yeah. We'll give them a little advance. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's earlier when they still really didn't. It was still kind of new. They didn't really know what was going on. So lots has changed since then. Oh, but yes. But I'll discuss more during the actual production itself.
Well, now, so how old are you?
I am going to be 42 this September.
So you were born in 83.
83.
So I was born in 1970, and there was no such thing as ADHD when, like in the 70s. Like, just kids were hyper or bad or stupid.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like there was not any of that. And I have not been formally diagnosed, but I'm very obviously ADHD, which I didn't really discover until adulthood, until not that long ago. and it's do you have a partner?
Not anymore. No.
Okay.
Recent. I was divorced in 2023.
Oh,
More on the show.
more in the show. Is But it's hard.
Mhm.
It's hard to be ADHD and you have a partner, and it's if it's a thing they have trouble understanding.
Mhm.
Like I have trouble with, like I think I've explained it, but like so my partner Andy, like we'll have a discussion, and then later it'll be like, Andy will bring that thing up again, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
It's
And they're like,
it's
you're not listening to me. I'm like, no, I'm really sorry. I am listening to you in that moment, but then it just doesn't go into the right place. It's
yeah.
just gone.
So with me, like I remember everything from my childhood. Like I'll tell you stuff I did when I was an infant. What I had for breakfast this morning, no clue. I could not, and that's it's a gift and it's a curse. Like
It's not just because you were more interesting as a child. That's not.
maybe I have no, but yeah, like well, like you just said, it goes, it's there. It's
Yeah.
just in the wrong, catalog.
Have you seen that Pixar? I guess it's Pixar movie. Oh, what is it?
Inside Out.
Yeah,
Oh,
and it's like
so good.
the marbles and all the stuff. And I remember seeing that a few years ago, and I was like, "Yeah, that's what my
that's me.
that's what my brain is like. My marbles are just all in the wrong place."
It's you know what I can't hate it. I love Pixar. Like
Yeah.
they nail it. Every movie you just watch, you're like, all right, I'm gonna go in this and be completely happy the entire time. Like 2 minutes in, you're just like, why Pixar?
So now you haven't done a show in over 10 years.
Mhm.
You said you haven't really been connected to stuff. I mean, have you gone to see your friends' shows? Have you gone to Fringe, or you kind of just sort of you
Um,
pulled all the way back?
I really tried to.
Yeah.
It's actually been about 7 years since I last was at the actual like I did go last year, and that's
Yeah.
kind of what sparked this
Yeah.
idea
Yeah.
for me to perform again. Just seeing people, and I was like, maybe I should come back. But yeah, I hadn't really been like 7 years prior to that. So like so when I showed up, it's like everything's different. Like
Yeah.
I don't recognize where everything is.
What
So.
made it so hard to go during that time? Your time in the desert.
My time. It was just a lot of personal stuff,
Yeah.
like going on, like so like raising a family, working consistently, like trying to raise
Yeah.
money to raise a family, and I just had zero free
Yeah.
time.
Did you also find it difficult uh, to go and see people doing creative things when
Yeah,
you weren't doing any?
one
Like
hundred
for
percent.
me, that's been like I've literally felt like uh, everybody's at times in my life I felt like everybody's been on those those moving sidewalks,
Mhm.
and everybody's going like this, like this, like this, like this, and I'm just standing there,
Yeah.
and I'm not doing the thing, and I feel like those people can't even see me because they're going so fast, and it's really hard. So it's not just that. I mean, it's so rewarding to do creative things, and it's tough when you're not. But then there's that added kind of aspect of that social kind of
Mhm.
thing, and that FOMO thing, and that whatever. So when did you decide that you were going to do a Fringe show? Like last year during Fringe?
Yeah. So pretty much like after like separating, and I was just essentially doing nothing. I was like,
Yeah,
what am I doing? Like now, I guess I'm free. Like
yeah,
like Dobby's free. So so I was going to therapy, which I fully recommend. It takes a lot for people to do it, and I'm not saying don't. I'm not forcing people to, but no. And just during one of my sessions, he sparked the idea of like go back to what made you happy.
yeah.
So I was like, what, I'll go to the I'll go to the festival. If I don't like it, whatever. I'll go home, whoopity doo, and I had so much fun there like that day, just reconnecting with everybody, and
Yeah.
then my brain was like, yay.
Um, so now, when you've done Fringe before, have you written your own
Oh,
shows and done your own? So you weren't just in other people's shows. You've
I've done it all. I've
Yeah,
written, directed, produced, starred in shows, edited people's shows. Like, and they're like,
yeah.
"Hey, read over the script." Okay, this is all crap.
So you decided to do this one. What made you feel like pouring yourself into this one? Your personal, all your dirty laundry.
No, well, the original draft was 3.5 hours, so there was a lot of very dirty laundry. but sadly had to cut it down. So thank you very much to Brent Hiroshi and Sebastian Ball. I love you guys both. Thank you for cutting down my monster to a normal length.
That's great that Brent
Brent and
that
Seb,
he's
yeah.
had time, that he took time away from wrestling to help you with that. That's good.
Yeah, well, he didn't cut stuff out. He just flat out like gave me pointers and
Yeah.
said like, like this is your show, like
Yeah.
you decide what goes. But him and Seb were really good at like just telling me like they flat out said like cut your babies. They said like does it need to be in here? So, but yeah, like I just figured like just come. I had original ideas for what I wanted my show to be about, but then I decided to kind of change them last minute for personal reasons. And I think the path that I've gone now, I think it is the correct path. Like to have it more like about me and not other people.
So the December was the lottery.
Yes.
So how much of it was written by the time the lottery
was... the whole first draft was written by the time the lottery was.
So how did you feel when you got in, when you got picked? Were you excited, panicked?
Stuff that's in the to be completely honest, shocked. Like when I first got like the emails like you're in, I was like, all right, awesome. And then I'm like reading the amount of people who, because when I used to do back in the day, it was like, all right, 50 get in, 25 on the waiting list, 10 don't make it. I was like, okay, 50 get in. And then there's like 200 and something people that weren't even drawn. I'm like, so that's awesome that there's that many people who are applying to be in the festival. Like, it's me being gone so long. I was unaware that people even did this anymore. Like, so like that was a blessing to get drawn. But like, I was really like amazed how many like people still want to pursue this, which is awesome. So
yeah, no, I mean it's it persists. I mean, it was hard. I remember during the pandemic, like seeing people that were not doing anything, and some people, just quit outright, and some people went and went and drove a school bus, or you know what I mean, like because there are people who I know lots of people who do it kind of full time in the arts, and not that many that live here. A lot of them that are traveling.
Yeah, it's it's interesting, RC. I would love for RC to be like a booming mecca, and it's getting there. But compared to like Vancouver or Toronto, we're just little babies.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've got all the Hallmark Christmas movies, so all that fake snow. At least they don't use asbestos anymore like they did in
Wizard of Oz. Yeah, well, that's fine. It's okay.
Now, if you can tell me this without giving away your whole what's left of your 3.5-hour show,
70 minutes. 70 minutes.
Why do you think so many ADHD kids go into theater?
It's just it's like a hamster wheel essentially. So and you kind of got to harness it to create it. Like that's kind of what I was shown to do at a young age. Is like it's going to keep going, and you have to focus it in one direction. So create, like you don't necessarily have to go into theater. Like you said, you can cook, you can write, you can paint, as long as you're making something out of it. And then I think that that's kind of the correct path to do.
And when you're doing theater is interesting to me because it's in chunks, right? You're doing it for 6 weeks or 3 months or whatever, which is a good ADHD sized bite, where you can just dive into something with
100%,
with that hyper focus ADHD energy, and you don't have to because for me, like maintaining things is the challenge. Not doing a very specific kind of immediate thing. That's great for me, but it's that kind of grinding away and abiding. That's a tough thing for me. But so it's called now this is my ADHD. I forgot already. It's one word.
Eggshells.
Eggshells. I was going to say sawdust. I was way off.
It could be so. So pretty much, so like that whole thing came. So when I was just jotting down ideas initially, I was like, okay, well, this is, me resurrecting myself, being reborn. Okay, well, what's a symbol of being born? Oh, an egg.
Yeah.
And then I just started kind of writing like egg metaphors and stuff, and like so like the egg itself is kind of like the storyteller throughout the show. So the egg's going to guide between the different stories in a way.
So you're doing the Donald Trump weave.
And
um, and
I'm going to charge 25% extra for all my tickets.
what?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
What?
Please, God.
What venue did you get into?
I got Son of Warehouse.
Okay, that's
So
good.
I have never performed. So I've done, I think, nine or 10 shows, and I've never had Son of Warehouse. So this is interesting.
Yeah, it's I think it's a nice little
The
room.
the sight lines are great. It's
Yeah,
the seats are angled
yeah.
probably. It's I don't know if it's still a hot box. I don't know if they've actually air
They
conditioned it properly.
it is air conditioned, although I feel like they maybe don't run it during the show because it's noisy. You know what I mean? I feel like they run it before,
Okay.
but it's not. It used to not be air conditioned at all.
No,
And it was terrible. It
I
was
know. I
so
saw so many shows there. I'm just like,
well. And I sometimes sometimes I'll look at something and I'll look at the venue and I'll go, ugh, I don't want to go there,
mm-hmm.
and I'll go to something else.
Yeah, that's why I'm really hoping people don't do that because yeah, it's notorious for being like the hot box venue.
So now it is in, what are we talking, 6-7 weeks?
Give or take, yeah, it's July 16th to 27th. So yeah,
So whatever that is, 6 weeks. Are you ready?
Oh yeah. Like I
Yeah.
said, I've been trying to do a run through every single day. I videotape it and I read back and I time it. Sometimes I'm over, sometimes I'm under. So I'm trying to find like that healthy thing because like it's not going to be the same show every like the main points are like as long as I nail those it's good, but like I ad lib a lot and and also there is some audience not participation but reactions I'm going to try to get, so depending what they give me uh but my goal is to keep it to that magical 70 minutes. That's my goal. So.
And have you got some feedback from your people after you've filmed it? Like
I haven't shown that
just on the script.
I haven't shown that to anybody. The script, yes, like everyone has been pretty positive with the script.
Yeah.
Got the text script done. There's very limited lighting changes, so that's good. It's just me. I have no stage manager, nothing like that. So,
are you gonna show the video to?
Probably not. No. I'll keep that for me for now.
Okay.
I might do one final one as like for people who don't get to see the show.
No, but I mean like one of your like Brent or
no. He's busy body slamming people.
Yeah. That's true. Mr. Heel Turn.
But bless him, man. Like 40 and doing wrestling. That's I sneeze and I regret it. So like, I love you, Brent.
We love you, Brent. You're all right. You're a good egg. Good egg, Brent. So and you talk about raising your kid in the show.
Yep.
Is there anything you can tell me about that that's not going to cannibalize the show? You can tell me something that was in the other 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Well, originally, so my original plan was actually to do the whole show about that.
Yeah.
And then after speaking with the ex, we decided like it wasn't fair. Like there was a lot of personal stuff that were like, okay, so she kind of helped guide that portion, like because we don't want to air too much personal dirty laundry, and I also don't want to accidentally shed it in a negative light because it's not like raising him is the best thing in the world. So my goal with that portion is to answer questions more than anything.
So how old was he when he was diagnosed?
Oh, 3 or 4, I think. I don't have the exact time.
Did you kind of do you feel like growing up as an ADHD kid, did you feel like you had kind of a leg up on that?
No, nothing at all. I just figured all kids were like that.
No, but I mean, do you think that it was did that give you a little bit of kind of, I don't know, but you're saying you never had another kid, so this was sort of you had no frame of reference. So
one and done. Yeah.
No, I just thought maybe you'd have some insight into raising a kid who was maybe not doing things the same way as everybody else. But
so I'm just gonna put it there. So like me, like working consistently, I don't. I hate to say it, I wasn't really there a lot personally. Like I still lived there, I still saw him every day. But the ex-wife, she was this is her, like that's her project essentially. Like she, without her, I don't know what we would have done personally. So I'm there like working to bring the money in, and she's with him pretty much every day, making sure things are going good. So
what has the last couple of years been like then with him for you?
Interesting. Like I said, I get him on the weekends, which is phenomenal. Like I look forward to my Saturdays and Sundays. He's doing good though. Like there's a lot of great resources out there. He has a great support system. His speech is phenomenal now. We just need to work on just certain little things with him, and that'll be discussed. So that'll be discussed during the show. So, but no, it's going very good, and I couldn't be happier. So,
Yeah. What are your hopes for him as he gets older?
um, to so our biggest challenge that we have with him is just how he handles social aspects, social cues. Like he doesn't do good in large groups of people,
Mm-hmm.
especially if he knows them. If he doesn't know them, it's just very hard for him.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get acknowledged, he's great.
Yeah.
So like he can be in like a large crowd if they're not looking at
Yeah.
him. But as soon as people start talking to him, that's when he gets a little. So the goal is obviously one day I want to be able to be like associate with family and friends and not get overwhelmed easily. But baby steps. Like every week, it is getting better. So we try to introduce them to like family members one on one, stuff like that. But when you take them to a large birthday party, oh no, that's
I don't want to go to a big birthday party either. I get it.
Exactly. Like, you just go there, you just walk with cake, grab the cake, and walk away. It's fine. So.
No, I just go like and find the cats or find the dog or Does he like animals?
He likes cats. Yeah,
Yeah.
he likes cats and he likes catfish, like the actual fish. So we
Okay.
go to Fort White quite a bit.
Well, hang on, but also Okay, do you get up at 4 in the? What do you do? You wake up at 4 in the morning.
I have to go to the gym.
Go to the gym. Okay, you skip leg day or no? You're doing the whole thing.
I do full body.
Yeah.
So like I'm not super jacked compared to what I looked like a year ago. This is good stuff. No, I do full body. So upper lower cardio. So like an hour and a half.
And then you go fishing.
And then I go fishing because I'm currently not working, so I have tons of spare time at the moment.
So you went fishing. Where do you go? Like Lockport or something?
Lockport, Lac du Bonnet, Red River, Trappers Monastery, Sausage Lake, Fort White.
Did you catch a fish today?
Yes, I caught 8.
How big was it?
34.5 inches, which is
like that.
Which is a master angler catfish.
Nice.
Finally, after fishing for 40 years, I've never gotten a master angler.
Oh, that's the biggest.
And that's the biggest catfish I've ever caught was today. So,
do you have to what? Do you throw it back or do you?
I don't keep anything I catch in the city.
Yeah. So but your boy comes with you sometimes fishing and.
He doesn't fish per se, but he likes to sit there and cheer me on. So
yeah, and he likes it when you catch a catfish.
I've never actually caught a catfish with him. Okay. So when we go to Fort White, they have an aquarium that actually has.
And you're fishing in the aquarium. That's wrong.
Distract the guards.
That's wrong.
No, and they have a cat. So they have a native species tank. So there's a catfish, a couple walleyes, largemouth bass, a perch, a carp, and he just loves the catfish because it has the whiskers. And he just like he just swims around derpy, I guess is the way he explains it. So.
Yeah, sure. I get it.
Yeah, if I could just swim around with my mouth open and have garbage flow into it all day, I'd be pretty sad.
Maybe you can. Maybe you can. You can be whatever you want.
If this Fringe Festival is successful, I will become a catfish, an actual catfish, not the internet.
Not a catfisher, yeah.
Yeah, not those.
Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary folks. He's not coming for you.
This interview is going way over.
I kind of want to know, but I find fishing very boring because it's a lot of sitting around.
It's a lot of sitting and waiting. Yeah.
So what is so you've been fishing your whole life.
Mm-hmm.
What is exciting about fishing for you?
It's essentially just learning how to not sit there and make it be boring.
Okay.
Like there are days, yes, you're not gonna get anything. It happens, but you learn a lot. You learn like what colors fish like. You learn what techniques, water temperature. Like you wouldn't think about it, but fish like that stuff.
Now just tell me that picture of you with the catfish.
Yeah.
Is that your picture on Tinder now? That's what I want to know.
Oh God, no. I've delayed the Tinder account for a while. There's an idea for my next year's Fringe play, because
if your comeback works.
So actually, there was a chapter in this show that got cut because it doesn't advance the storyline about trying online dating and all the failures that I've had. So maybe that'll be my next year's play,
So
looking for love in all the wrong places.
so you actually had, even though you wrote all, you had to cut all that stuff. You basically had 3 shows in there.
Pretty much.
You're like James Cameron with Avatar. You had like a bunch of material, and you're like, let's just keep it going if the comeback works.
Well, so like I was under, okay, so like I have a background in film, so I was under the whole, oh, 1 page equals 1 minute, so I'll
Yeah.
write 60 pages. No, not in theater, especially if it's a run-on monologue.
Yeah.
So I wrote the first one, and then I read it, and I looked at the time. I'm like, oh, are we allowed to swear?
Yeah, it's the internet.
Yeah, so I was just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna call in the guns here, and I was like, Brent, help me. And that was his first thing. He's like, dude, this is a lot. Like, you need to cut tons of this out. And that's what it came down to. Was like, okay, what's the story I'm trying to tell? Does this tell that story? No. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
So
yeah, well, that's great, because I mean, you do see people that do 1-person shows, and they have obviously not had any help, and they don't have kind of the proper flow that a story should. I mean, there's no beginning, middle, and end. It's all middle, or it's this and this, and it kind of so I mean, you really do need to you're not at therapy, even though it might be providing you with a certain amount of therapy. You're bringing the audience along with you, right?
Yeah. So like when so all the one-man shows that I've written, so this will be my second one. I try to base off of real life events, and the easiest way to do it is the order of what it actually happened. Like if you stick to the actual physical order, that's a pretty good story. So
what do you want? What's your best case scenario for your audience response? What do you want them to? What do you want them to feel?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Finally, I've been sitting here for 30 minutes. I got a good question.
Oh no, they've all been good, Kelly. No, just said like, well, for like obviously answering questions, but just what I want them to feel is just feel a little bit of everything. I want some laughs. I want some like in there as well too. I want them to just feel like, like just to leave knowing like, that I put a lot of heart and effort into this. So I want them just to feel good at the end of it. Like I don't want to feel sorry for me. Like it's not a woe is me story.
Is there because it is so personal, and because you've been hiding for a decade, is there a little bit of anxiety about putting it all out there?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Like every day I'm second guessing. Like I'm waking up like, should I actually be doing this? Well, we're past the deadline to withdraw now. So
what if they hate me?
Well, and that's just been me. Like I also do have like imposter syndrome.
Yeah. Nobody will ever hate you as much as yourself.
Exactly. So I touch a little bit on the show like that. Like you will always be your worst critic, and that's mankind. That's human nature.
I saw this really funny meme a little while ago that was, I love myself, I just don't love myself back, which I thought was which I thought was so great. And I but I've had, I've gone to a lot of therapy. I've had this. You have the same discussion, like, basically, would you talk to someone else the way that you're talking to yourself right now? Well, no, of course not. Why would I say that to someone? That's terrible. Why would it be so mean and awful? Well, why do you say that to yourself? Well, it's true, and I deserve it.
and that's the circle. That's the never-ending circle. Oh yeah, I've had that discussion numerous times with him. So yeah, it's interesting the way that we treat ourselves. Like it's the whole mentality of like treat everybody how you would want to be treated. No.
And the people that I know who should be worried about whether people like them are not worried about it. I mean, it's like the people who are not worried about the people who don't worry that they're doing a good job. The people that think they're doing a good job, they're the ones that should worry about it. The people that are like, am I doing a good job? You're probably doing a good job. So and I kind of it's very hard for me to understand how you could. It's hard for me to relate to someone who just kind of plows through life, and because I'm always second guessing. And I mean, even if I decide something in the morning, by noon I'm like, oh no, this is terrible.
Yeah, well, that's just it was a running gag at the job that I'm not at anymore. But no, it was yeah, like I always go to the dark timeline. That's just oh, it's dark timeline, Joel. I'm like, yes, but it's good to have a plan A, B, C, Z, Z squared. Like I'm always like, this is the good path, but what if this happens and what if this happens? And I always over prepare.
Yeah.
But a lot of times the bad thing would happen. I'd be like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, right.
Y'all coming to me now. Well.
Yeah. Yeah, the pessimist is right sometimes. So when did you get laid off?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. So you are you've been released like one of those master angler catfish back into the
Back in the wild, and to be honest, I've been in the same career field for almost 30 years. It's time for a change. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't at the same place for 30 years, but
Yeah.
just in general, I think this is kind of a blessing in disguise for me to try something different. So
Good.
I'll wait till post Fringe. And
Well,
then
if
I'll
anybody has anything for Joel to do after that's more interesting than whatever it was that he was doing, which I'm not going to ask because it's not interesting, here he is. You know where to find him. Um, uh, you've got some other friends that are doing shows.
Decent amount, yeah. I'm actually
Yeah.
very, very impressed.
Is there anybody who's got anything that's that that they're doing that you're thinking that you're going to want to?
Well, Kiss the Giraffe is always phenomenal. Definitely going to check out their show. Dark Horse Theater, always mandatory. You always got to check them out. Crosswalk Players are doing a show this year. I'm just going to try to see everything. Like once that program comes out, I'm literally going to be sitting there, just like what I used to do is I used to just carry like I didn't have the phone with me because I'm old man Joel. But yeah, I would have a notepad with each day on it, and then I would like write in like the shows based on their time, and I'm still going to do that because it's easier for me to be like, oh, can I come to your show? What day is it?
Do you know John and Marcia Gordon? They do an Excel sheet. And, like a hardcore.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Now that you said that, I'm like, oh,
yeah. And I mean, like, I can't really go 3 shows a day is a lot for me because I'm kind of I get a little bit of kind of mental emotional fatigue.
Well, I'm just worried financially this wise. I'm like, can I do this and not die?
You're going to be making so much money doing your show.
Oh yeah. It's a very low cost show, and it's one person. It's very easy to do that. So
the show is Eggshells. It is at Son of Warehouse. Does it start on July 16th?
No, my opening is the Thursday, and it's
17th.
12:45-ish, I think. So my opening show is
Thursday at lunchtime, the very coveted.
To be honest, I couldn't be happier with that time slot. I was worried I was going to get an opener in like a prime slot, and I'm like, no. The noon's great because it gives me time to work out all the kinks.
Yeah.
And I got a Saturday at 7:30 p.m. show, so I am stoked for that. That is the money slot.
Nice.
And then I got a Monday at 11 a.m. I was unaware
that.
When did they start at 11? Like, what's going on?
I guess they're trying to.
The beer tent doesn't open till the evening. What is this madness?
Shows for sober people.
That was me last year when I went to the Fringe. I was like, "Can I get a beer?" No, it's not open till 5.
What about the day drunks? Well, that's why the King's Head's there, right?
Oh, don't worry. I went to the King's Head.
So the show is opening in about six weeks, maybe even 6 weeks tomorrow.
That probably, yeah.
I think 6 weeks tomorrow, if my math is. I feel like I think it's 6 weeks tomorrow. The show is Eggshells. It's at Son of Warehouse.
Venue 5.
And so thanks very much, Joel Passante. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming in. So this is going to be this is number 1 out of I don't know how many. There's all kinds of other people that are that are going to do this. So thanks to Joel for coming in and helping me see how this works technically and how washed out we are. I've been trying to keep my shadow off of you. And,
we'll just keep doing this the entire time.
But anyway, thank you so much. We are sending our positive vibes out to the folks in Flin Flon and everywhere else. Up
as I hit the microphone.
Yeah, don't do this. That's like the Nazi salute. That's what.
No, I was like, love.
That's
I did the hand. I pointed. Like, I love you guys. I don't have any family out there, but I have lots of friends from Flin Flon. So my heart's out to you guys right now. So
and thank you so much for stopping by here. We will talk to you again. Art will save us all.